Hi, welcome back to BRR Knowledge Center. So now we'll see what is a framework class library as part of this .NET course. So this framework class library is the latest name we're hearing now. And earlier to this .NET Core or .NET, in the .NET framework, we used to call this as the base class library. So I can say this is BCL in the earlier versions, right? So FCL is named as BCL in the earlier versions of .NET. Okay, BCL means base class library. Okay, it is initiated, right, introduced with the base classes, and after that it has enhanced into framework class library, right? So it is initially introduced with base classes, and after that it has enhanced and introduced framework class library. The .NET framework class library is a collection of classes, namespaces, interfaces, and different types that are used in .NET applications. So it contains thousands of classes and supporting functions along with namespaces. Okay, if you look at this diagram, this is what the base class library. Inside of that, we have different namespaces, and each namespace is having a different classes here. Look at this system.web for web-based applications. This is for Windows. This is for drawing. This is for XML. This is for C database operation. If you look at the system namespace, we have different classes: collections, input, output, functions, security, runtime, configurations like that. Similarly, if you look at this framework class library, that is enhanced this base class library and introduced framework class library. Okay, so if you look at this framework class library diagram here, right, this would be this way. So which basically having, right, MVC and web forms and desktop, Windows, WPF and phone, Xbox and apps, and here different layers, right, like WCF and WPF and link to XML and base class library here and CLR and here operating system. An operating system, these are going to be installed as part of .NET. And in this .NET Core, these things are being added like Core CLR, Core FX, and .NET compilation platform called Rosalie. Okay, this Core FX is nothing but set of framework libraries in the .NET Core, which provides base or primitive data types and app compositions and fundamental utilities to support writing .NET Core applications. This, while .NET Core shares subset of .NET Framework APIs, it comes with its own APIs that is not part of a .NET framework. Okay, so they're here mixing of all platforms with specific components, right, and neutral libraries, and then they created this .NET Core architecture here. So basically, this framework class library or base class library contains, right, thousands of classes, right, and different functions. When I talk about functions, for example, right, it contains thousands of classes that supports functions like right, user defined data types, right, base and user defined data types, exception handling, right, support exception handling functions, and input, output, and stream operations, that is system.io, and access of data from database, and right, creating web services or RESTful services or web APIs, right? We can also create client and web applications. That is client server applications. Also create Windows application, creates Windows applications. So base and user defined data types and exception handling functions, input, output, and stream operations, access of data from, right, database related functions, creating web services, RESTful services, web APIs, right? That means you can create, right, web services, and also you can create client web applications, and also you can create Windows applications or, right, microservices or Windows services. Okay, these are the couple of functions, right? We can see these things in this particular namespaces, right? Look at this, IO is basically having input output stream operations, and this interrupt service is basically services process contains web APIs and web services and RESTful services. And this reflection or diagnostics, they're basically having library reflection, like reading of methods and properties instead of libraries. And collections basically use collections like dictionary, right, stack, queue collections, right? You use them for storing key value based things. So like that, you have different namespaces and the relevant functions which are going to be used for developing applications. So all these set of framework libraries are installed as part of this framework class library. Okay, this is enhanced version of a base class library, right? So this is something a .NET Core. This .NET Core inside we have Core CLR, Core FX, that means Core Framework, right? And this .NET Compiler platform for compilation. Okay, so this is something about the framework class library, which is enhanced from the base class library. Okay, so thanks for this listening video, and please subscribe this channel for more videos. Thank you.